Yo, what's up guys, Insane Game Freak here to talk Pokemon X and Y anime. So we recently, I believe last Thursday, they came out with a new episode. I think it was the hour special that combined what was it, like a Mega Evolution special plus, or was it just an hour special with 2 episodes? I'm not totally sure. The point is, Pokemon X and Y came out, and we got the new opening, and the new opening had a lot of interesting things in it. Therefore, this video is to talk about those interesting things because there was a lot of stuff and it was worth making a video about. Unfortunately, that means the video, my nostalgia version I had planned, will be postponed until probably later on this week. I'll probably say around Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, depending if I can get this up tonight like I want to, but we'll see. Anyways, so let's talk Pokemon X and Y. And let's talk Pokemon X and Y opening to spoilers because, god damn it, that opening spoils so much shit. It also confirms a lot of things too. But the first thing I want to talk about is the song itself and the opening. Because I'm starting to wonder, is Pokemon, like, in terms of the anime, is it like running out of, I'm not going to say steam, but musical steam? Because they did this for Black and White too, where you had a situation in which Black and White's first opening lasted way too fucking long, and it made you wonder if they had any money, and then they got the next one, and then I think Black and White in total only had like 3 openings. X and Y is like we didn't have that long of a gap, but X and Y's second opening is just a remix of the first opening with new animation. And new animation looks beast as hell. It just brings up a question, why wasn't it a new song? I mean, there's no point in remixing a song we just heard, which does not leave too much hope for the English dub version, because that would just be redundant. It'd be like a remix of a remix. It's insane. That's besides the point, though. So that's the song. The remix sounds fine, whatever. Now let's talk about the spoiler material and all the information we found out. So we now know what Ash's team is, and it was in the movie. From what I understand, there's a manga for the movie that kind of confirms this too. The 2 changes in Ash's team is that he gets an evolution and a new Pokemon, which come in the form of Fletchinder and Hawlucha, respectively. And as far as my thoughts on that, I have no problem with him having a Hawlucha. Ash has never really had good fighting type representation in his teams. Off the top of the head, I can only think of Primeape, Infernape, Pignite, I guess. Those are like the only 3 I can think of right now. There might be more, but the point is he doesn't have that much fighting type representation. I mean, Primeape was like his only Gen 1 fighting type. In Gen 2, I don't think he had any fighting types. Gen 3, no. Gen 4 Infernape was it. And Gen 5 had a variety of types, but fighting wasn't fucking one of them. So, giving him a fighting type, plus that Hawlucha does have a decent fan base in the way it looks, the whole Luchador thing going on. I have no problem with that. Fletchinder evolving at least means that bird is not going to be relegated to what the fuck happened to Unpheasant. Because Unpheasant just got fucking shifted to the sidelines. Like, he would come back to evolve and that's it. I'm hoping Fletchinder doesn't do that, considering he's the fire type as of right now of his team. Also, I'm just looking forward to see Ash using a fighting type for a serious fighting type, because this will be fun. It also does confirm the team, the future teams for Serena, Clement, and Bonnie, which relegate to nothing. Now, Clement, a lot of people aren't really bothered because Clement has like a full fucking team back at the gym, and considering we're almost to that point in which we're going back to that gym, I think after this Korrina stuff, we have one more gym, then we're going to go back and fight Clement anyway. No one's really bugging about that. Bonnie, shit, we were surprised Bonnie got the Gen A, to be perfectly honest, so it's not that big of a deal. Bonnie's already proved herself as a character. Serena, what in the flying fuck? Oh my god. Serena, at this point, you were really turning into this whole worst of the females. I'm almost willing to call it right now. You were turning into one of the worst females of the goddamn series. And that's not good, because it's not like you're not likable, you just don't have any fucking progression right now. And speaking of progression, speaking of characters, we also get the confirmation that we're going to get Shauna, Tierno, and Trevor in the anime from this opening. and they're all gonna have all the Gen 1 starters, which, I mean, I guess that would make for future Mega Evolution battles, but that's whatever for right now. That's whatever for right now, folks. Just chill out. Well, I guess one other thing we can talk about Ash's team real quick. Please let Froakie evolve. I want to see a Frogadier, please. Just saying, that'd be nice. I'm just saying, I don't want to be stuck with another fucking in his first form bullshit. For God's sakes, people love Greninja to death. If you do not evolve this thing into a Greninja, it was ridiculous. And unfortunately, having a rival that has a Frogadier kind of leans in the direction they're gonna have that be the representation of the Froakie line, and Froakie's just gonna fucking stay a Froakie, which would make me so goddamn mad. Anyways, getting back to the rivals. Now the problem, the cool thing and the problem, it's not really a problem, it's the potential problem, is that you have Shauna, Tierno, and Trevor as rivals because of the way they're shown and the fact that they're shown at all. The problem is, none of them were like your real rival in the games. Shauna, which I believe was the only interesting one to me, her and Serena, or Caleb, depending if you were a boy or a girl, were the only two interesting rivals. Shauna was only interesting because she was more of the, I'm the type to have fun, so you had a lot of fun, special moments with her, which made you like her as a character. Not just because she was a strong battler, or, you got some real sense of rivalry from her. She was there to have fun, and that's what she represented, and she was cool for that. Trevor and Tierno, oh god. Trevor was all about the Pokédex, and Tierno was all about dancing. How in the fuck are you planning to translate that into the anime? And on top of which, the way they make it seem like is that these are supposed to be Ash's legit rivals. I don't see how that's going to work, because Shauna's going to suffer from Bianca syndrome without having as much character development behind it. Tierno and Trevor are just going to suffer from not being fucking important. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I still don't like the designs from most of these rivals. I think Tierno and Trevor are the ones I'm the least interested in. Serena's design was fine and Shauna's design is okay, but seriously, Tierno and Trevor I just don't care for. In terms of rivals in the games, and in terms of designs, the anime can do something with it, so they have the potential to be redeemed. I mean, Bianca became more likable in the... Well, granted, I liked her in the games too, but I like her just as much in the anime. So, they have the possibility of being redeemed, but it's like, if you want to follow the plot line of the story, are we going to... It brings up another question. Are we going to meet them all at once, or are we going to meet them separately? I hope we meet them separately, which gives them each a chance to shine, instead of meeting them all at once. Unfortunately, it's not the same way in the games, because in the games, you met them all at once. Well, actually, you met Shauna first, and then you met Tierno and Trevor together, which, by the way, was the problem with those two in the beginning. They were always paired the fucking together for no goddamn reason, which makes them kind of annoying. Now, honestly, these three can have an interesting dynamic, but we'll have to wait and see. And I guess the other two things we can really talk about is the fact that they show off the champion Diantha, which I'm not going to really say too much about because I know her episode just aired, so it would make sense why she would be in the opening. If she has more of a focus than, I don't know, Alder or something, that'd be cool, because the anime had a major Cynthia bias. It was fucking ridiculous. And I'm not saying I hate Cynthia, I'm just not that big of a fan of Cynthia. That's just me, though, personally. So there's not really too much to talk about Diantha, just the potential that she might become more interesting than she is in the games. Because if we had to talk about in terms of tiers, in terms of all the champions, she's probably near the lower tier. Not because she's bad, just because she's not inherently interesting. I guess that's the best way to describe it. But that's besides the point. And then we have the gym leader Korrina, which a lot of this opening dedicates time to because of the gym battle and some type of mega evolution trials that apparently is going to go on for the next few episodes apparently. And she has the biggest controversy in this entire fucking opening, because the way the opening sets it up, especially at the end of the opening, it implies that Korrina will be traveling with Ash in them for a minute. Now, a lot of people are going, is Korrina going to join the group? I'm going to say no, because this Korrina stuff apparently takes place before the Fletchinder and Halucha captures, and if she was joining the group, that means they would have showed it in the Dianical movie. Because in the Dianical movie, they would have shown that Korrina is with them. And from what I heard, the manga for that movie would have showed her in it. So I don't think she's going to join the group. I think that we're just going to be spending a lot of time with Korrina for a minute, which is perfectly fine because, as I said, Kalos region gym leaders need some fucking love. They were not really well represented in the game, so having the anime have arcs focused on some of them is cool. And Korrina was probably the more interesting of the fucking gym leaders to begin with because she actually was around and wasn't just in the gym leader waiting for you to beat their ass and then become irrelevant. Well, less irrelevant than they already were. So my whole theory is that she's probably not going to become a part of the group, but will be around her for a while. Now, if she does, and it's one of those things, because the Halucha thing didn't even become a theory until later, we'll see. But I guess I should bring it up. Let's say she does become a part of the group. I don't really have a problem with that, to be perfectly honest. Well, no. The problem I have is that you have Serena. That's the problem. When you have Serena, and I'm pretty sure the way this is going to go is it's going to make Korrina look so much better than Serena to the point which is just sad. If you had her join, it would undermine Serena so goddamn much to the point in which you got fucking ridiculous. Now, if you want to introduce Korrina for the love interest of Clement, that'd be interesting. But then again, I got to see how they play the whole Bonnie, Clement, Korrina thing from the get-go. And we also know from the opening that it spoils that it will be Korrina's Mega Lucario versus Ash's Froakie. Oh god, this is going to be interesting. I really hope he uses Halucha and Fletchinder. He better fucking use Halucha. Because Halucha actually stands a goddamn chance against the fucking thing. Fletchinder better be used too, but that's getting into another side point. But it's regarding Korrina, I feel like Serena already doesn't have big enough impact in the group currently. So they introduce Korrina on top of that into the group. It could make for an interesting dynamic, but if Serena's not fucking doing anything, it just makes her seem more and more relevant to the point in which you start questioning, why the fuck is she here? And granted, a lot of people are still questioning it now. Why the fuck is she here? But that just kind of make it even worse. I don't know the writers are that dickish. The writers are usually not that dickish in which you'll make an irrelevant character even more irrelevant by keep pushing them as their irrelevancy. But people might like Serena because she's like Misty, except she's like Misty, except just not as much personality, and she's just kind of all over the fucking place. Which I feel like her and Shauna may get along. They might make an interesting dynamic between those two. We'll see. I think that's really all the things I got to talk about in terms of the new opening. So please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. That's my thoughts. That's my theories. This has been the Insane Game for Life's a Game. Let it win. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.